Hi guys, this is Anna with Crafts to Love by Anna, and this is my December gingerbread house tutorial. So go ahead and grab everything that came with the kit, and you are going to need a paper towel, a cup of water or a water bottle, and a blow dryer or heat gun if you have that. So the first step would be to sand all your wood pieces. So you can sand the edges, the front and back of the houses, as well as the four rectangular pieces. I used a paper towel to wipe off any of the extra dust on them. And then I moved on to the next house, and I went ahead and I did all that to all the wood pieces before moving on to my next step. Alright, so grab your paint tray and fill it with some white paint. I would fill in up to 4 of the little slots with white paint, that way you don't have to keep refilling. And then go ahead and grab your 4 rectangular pieces and paint those front and back, and as well as the sides. You might have to do a second coat depending on how much of rustic you want it to look. I did do 2 coats on this. These pieces will turn into your roof. So, and this is the snow, I guess, on the roof. So cover as much as you like on the top, the back, and the sides. So set your 4 white pieces to the side to dry, and we're going to move on and paint the houses. So for the houses, instead of staining, I am doing we're going to paint it, but we're going to do a very light amount. So you're going to just add a little bit of brown paint to your tray, and then you're going to mix it with water. So you're going to make the solution very watery and light. I actually could have gone lighter than this, just to make it look like almost like I'm staining my house, but without using actual stain. So add as much water as you like to make it as light as you want for that for the color. So once I did that, I went ahead and I dipped my foam brush on the paint, and I covered the entire side of my house, the front, the sides, and the back. And then you see me kind of rub it with a paper towel. That's just me trying to take off some of the paint so it's not so dark. So go ahead and do that for both houses, and you only need 1 coat unless you want it darker, but you only need 1 coat of this. Before we move on to the next step, you have to make sure that your houses are fully dry or the stencil won't stick. So I use my heat gun to make sure that they're fully dry. You can use a blow dryer, or even leave it overnight if you like to finish this the next day. So once they're fully dry, now we're going to move on to the stencil. So you're going to go ahead and add white paint back to your tray if you don't have any already, and then scrape off the front. So I'm starting here with a small house, so I'm scraping the top part of the stencil with my scraper, and I'm gently peeling off the white backing. Once I peeled off the white backing, I set it down on my house and I line it up the best I could. Now I made the size of the stencil a little bit bigger than the house, so it kind of so you have a little area on the outside. But as you can see here, it's pretty easy to set down. You're not going to go wrong. Once you scrape it down again to make sure that it adheres to your wood, you're going to gently lift off the clear transfer paper from the top and go slow. Use your other hand to hold down the blue stencil if you need to, and then kind of go back and forth on it so it doesn't lift off. And down here, you see me cut off the top part of it because I don't really need that. The top part of the house is going to be all white, so I didn't need this stencil to be on that side. So I went ahead and I grabbed my makeup brush and I dipped it in white paint. Just a little paint is needed, and dab it off on a piece of paper or a towel. I just used the backing to dab off the excess paint, and I covered the entire stencil in white. So go ahead and do that. I did that I think I went 3 times to make sure I got good coverage on there. But again, start with a little bit of paint and go on from there. Once you're done painting, gently remove the blue stencil from any corner and lift off at an angle. Once you remove the big stencil, you are going to use a toothpick, or if you want to use something pointier like a needle, to weed off the little stencils inside the house. And once you're done weeding those off, then you move on to the next house and you're going to repeat the same process. Once you're done with the stenciling, grab your heat gun or blow dryer and dry the paint on the houses before moving on to the next step. So once that's done, grab your 4 plywood pieces and line them up, and you will notice that you have 2 longer pieces and 2 shorter pieces. So grab a long and a short piece and for one house and set the other to a side. So I started with my shorter house and I used the wood glue provided and spread it on the top edge of the house on each side, and using the Q-tip that provided as well. And then you're going to set your short plywood piece first. So after you added the wood glue, grab your short plywood piece and set it on the top of the house and line it up. You'll see me double checking here to make sure that I'm grabbing the right size. And then move it to, and then place it on the top of your house. I went on the left, but you can go on the right. It's up to you. And I just centered it gently, and I press down. And then I grab my longer piece and I set it on the top as well, over the short piece. And you'll see that it lines up perfectly. Now, the wood glue does take 24 hours to dry. So once you place your roof pieces, I would leave the house to dry for at least 24 hours before using it, so the roof pieces don't fall off. Now you're going to repeat the same process for your big house as well. And that's it. You have completed my gingerbread house DIY project. I really hope that you enjoyed making these cute little gingerbread houses with me today. Thanks so much for watching.